my name is Julia, and it says lab 1. This is lab 2 of the charge tape revisited for physics 2212. So we're going to go through the introduction, the formulas that we kind of use, the steps that we use for the experiment that this is based on, and then code, and then some additional comments about it. So we were exploring the interactions between two charged objects, and then we represented this using code. So some formulas we used was F-net is mass times acceleration, Coulomb's law, and then his unit, which is K 1 over 4 pi epsilon, and then gravitational force. So the steps we did to create the experiment was we created some U-tapes by basically putting two tapes together and ripping them apart, and it made them charged. So we tested the interaction between the tape and the charged object, and then we would suspend the U-tape, and as you can see, the force of the charges overcame the force of gravity. So both U-tapes repelled each other, and we experimented with our hands and pen, and they were attracted to that. So the code we used to kind of test this using a point system was we had an E field that we got from the original Lab 0 assignment. And then we did a line charge, and basically what it did was it went through all of the points in our line, which was all the points in the tape, and it basically found a force vector and was able to determine the force that each point was kind of exerting on each other. And so we had it basically calculate the E field and the force that happened on each other, and then affected that with the force of gravity, as you can see here in this code. And so I can show you. This is what the orbs looked like, the tape looked like when we used it as a point, as just one point, and it shows that the charge of the tape was like 1.14 e to the negative 10. And this is what we got. Was, for some reason, the code in the model didn't actually have the electric force match up with the gravitational force, which was really weird because, well, actually it's not that weird, because if you look up in the image, it's slightly levitating, but really those should be canceling out because it's not really accelerating in the upwards direction. So that was really weird. So if we go back to the slides, compared to the point charge of the last lab, theoretically, this should be more accurate than the point charge. Since we're looking at every single point, it should be more accurate, and we should see a force that closer matches the gravitational force, since we're looking at multiple points. And then why do they differ? They differ just because you're looking at one point and making a generalization rather than looking at each individual point. It's like taking a integral or doing like a Riemann sum over two sections. And the more realistic one, again, is this one. So that is my Lab 2 charge tape revisited. Thank you for watching.